Guys, welcome to Atari Series 7. Today I'm reviewing this, which is the DC Multiverse animated blue Batman. So this is really cool, really blessed. Picked this up today. Now you might hear my TV in the background. I'm going to be honest, I forgot it was on, and I'm too lazy to get up and turn it off. So I apologize for that. But it shouldn't be too loud. You might not even be able to hear it. But we got this nice clear view of Batman in box here. We have DC Multiverse Batman here. We have 22 points of articulation, the Mcfarlane logo. On the side, we have this artwork, and then on this side, we have Batman the Animated Series written here. Now, this box is pretty much just a straight-up re-release of the box that the first animated Batman came with, so everything is virtually the same. We have the Harley Quinn down there, which I don't think is ever going to come out, the movie one. But yeah, and then the only thing really different is on here when it says Wave 2 Batman the Animated Blue-Gray variant. And it's got the little UPC in case you need to look that up. So yeah, let's open this up. So right out of the package, we get the awesome foil card. Now, this along with the Walmart version, which was the blue and gray version of the Detective Comics Batman, give you the same card as the regular release, but this time around, and with that one, it's a special foil edition, and it looks nice. Unfortunately, mine's a little bent. The information's pretty much the same. I wish it wasn't bent, but I put these in protective plastic backers, so hopefully that'll take care of it. But the foil looks really nice, and I love the idea because, you know, there's not much they can really give you other than that, so I like how they make it a foil card. I think that's pretty cool. The base feels different, I'm going to be honest, on the back of it here, but honestly, it might just be the same as the others, and I've never paid attention to it. But we have the DC logo and base, and yeah, let's open up Batman. So, here we have Batman out of packaging, and as you can see, he looks pretty cool. He's got this really nice blue and gray paint job, and he looks awesome. He has this bat emblem here, which is black and yellow. He's got the belt there, which looks cool. He's got some nice detailings on his face. It's a little scratched on mine, but not too big a detail. He's got the white eyes, and, you know, he looks very good. I really like how they did the blue on his cape, too. It's a very huge cape. I really like the mold they used for this cape. It's the same one. Pretty much everything on this figure is the exact same as the previous release, but I don't mind that because the last version of this figure was really, really good. So I like it with the new paint job. You got the little bat wings on the sides there, and then I like how they've also done the proportions of his body to where it actually does look like the proportions of Batman from the animated series. You have the kind of thinner legs there, and then the kind of like muscular, kind of almost build, and the oddly kind of almost shaped head. So, you know, they really did a good job of capturing the likeness of Batman from the animated series here. The only issue, however, is I don't believe Batman ever wore this outfit in the animated universe. He may have, and I just might not know, but I don't think he ever has worn anything like this. Now, personally, I don't care because I think this is an awesome-looking Batman that I want in the collection. But if you are a big fan of this universe, that might upset you a little bit that he's never worn it, and it is just kind of a repaint. But at the same time, it's kind of a cool repaint that's never probably going to get made again if he hasn't worn it. So I feel like there's a lot of reasons to kind of pick this up. And really quickly, let's go over articulation. I think it just really kind of comes down to preference. And yeah, so in terms of articulation, you got a 360 at the head. You can look up and down, 360 the arms, swing out the shoulder. It's a little bit hindered by the cape, but that's not too bad. You have butterfly joints on the elbows there, which is really nice. I like how Mcfarlane does that. You have rotation here and single joint elbows. A lot of people complain about the single joint elbows, and I did too a little bit. I was a little upset that they weren't double jointed, but Mcfarlane did talk about this a little bit. He said the reason why certain figures had double joints and why certain didn't was the mold just wouldn't look right if they did. And I'm going to be honest with you, like, with how big his arms are, I'm not sure this Batman would look right with double joint elbows. So I kind of like the single joint. You got a 360 there, that weird ball rotation type thing. You have the torso that moves like that, and then I believe it also rotates a little bit. Mine's kind of stiff. Maybe it doesn't. Legs forwards, backwards, and outwards. You have double jointed knees, which are nice. And again, you know, the legs look good with it, but I feel like the elbows there, I feel like they wouldn't look right. And then the feet rotate and turn side to side. And then my favorite part of this is the toe articulation. So, you know, it does really keep up with the previous one because it's the same mold, but it does keep up too with what we've come to expect with Mcfarlane and their articulation. So it's not really too bad. I think it's pretty good, actually. And lastly, for accessories, they're the exact same that you get with the original release of this. You get the grapnel gun. I'm probably not going to take them out of the packaging, but as you can see, they look exactly the same. You get the alternative hands, and then you get the batterings. So again, they're the same ones we've seen before, and they're not bad accessories. I probably actually will take them out, just because I typically show off accessories in my reviews. It would have been cool if they tried to make these different, like, you know, maybe make the battering blue. That would have been kind of cool. The white hands, or not the white hands, but the blue gloves. And, you know, these are the same. You just pull off the fist and put them on there. And I'm going to be honest, I love how Mcfarlane does their little hand swap thing, how it just slides off. It makes it so convenient. If I can do that here really quickly, you just kind of pull it off the peg. This one's a little stiff, but basically you just take it off like that and you put it on here. And I'm going to be honest, I wish every action figure company used this system, because the biggest issue I've had with a lot of my action figures is just breaking off their wrist, because the joints they attach to inside the wrist are just so thin. But with Mcfarlane's, like, it doesn't even come off the arm. It's actually attached to the arm. So I think that works a lot better. But yeah, so I think that's pretty cool. And then you also have the grapnel gun, which is pretty neat. Again, it would have been cool if they made it blue, just to make it different than the original, but regardless, I don't think it's too bad, and I think those are pretty good accessories in general. And then lastly, let's have a comparison with the standard animated Batman, or the original version, I guess you could say. So here they are together, and as you can see, they look pretty cool, actually. I'm going to be honest, I don't know which one's my favorite. I kind of like the one on the left a little bit better, but I also kind of really like the design of Blue Batman on the right here. They both have really nice parts of them that I like. Obviously, I kind of like this one a little bit more, like I said, just because it's more accurate, and he actually did wear this on the show, whereas this one he didn't wear on the show, but I still think it's a pretty cool version of it. And I think it's kind of unique in a sense. And again, like I said, he may have wore it, but I don't think he did. And I think it's unique in that sense. And I like how they made the colors look. And, you know, regardless of which one of these is better, or which one of these I truly like, because it is a little hard to tell, because I do like them both. I think one thing that I will say about this that I really like is just this mold is perfect. Like, it's got the perfect articulation. It's molded to where it actually matches the proportions of the animated series. I have no complaints with the head sculpt on this, or just like even the body itself. I think they've done a really good job at capturing Batman's physical appearance on the animated show. And that's not always easy to do with a cartoon, because cartoons are drawn weird. Some of them are, depending. And the animated series definitely has a unique look to it. So I think they did a good job with it. And I do like this repaint. You know, it's one of the first repaints. Some people complain about it, some don't. But I think it's a pretty nice version. I think they did a good job here. And I think it's one that you could pick up and totally love. But I also think it's one that you don't really have to pick up. It just really comes down to preference. And I think that's the cool thing that Spin Master and Mcfarlane Toys are doing this year. And this is something from what Mattel did, different from what they did, because, you know, with their Build-A-Figure aspect of kind of forcing you to buy almost everything if you wanted to build it, Mcfarlane and Spin Master are really, like, putting out lots of stuff like Mattel did, but they're not really forcing you to buy it. They're kind of letting you pick and choose which version you want of the character or the characters, and I think that's pretty cool. I kind of like that unique factor to it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please rate, like, and subscribe.